So thank you everybody for joining us this evening. We have some wonderful information that we're going to share with you by a fantastic lady that I met over a year ago actually, who is a chronic pain and fascia specialist massage therapist. Her knowledge around collagen and how it presents itself in the body is phenomenal. We're so lucky to have her work with us. She joined the business for our collagen so that she could bring it to her clients and her customers. And we just love having her on to share her knowledge. So we are going to start off with a little bit about collagen, how it presents itself in the body. We're then going to move on, and I'm just going to give you a really brief overview of our collagen, how it's different, how you get the best absorption, because that's key as well. And then we're going to have time at the end for a Q&A. So during the presentation, if anything comes to your mind and any questions you have, put them in the chat because it will just save a little bit of time. And then at the end, we'll have time for a Q&A and we can start to answer your questions. And please feel free at the end just to unmute yourself and then you can just join us for the Q&A. So if everybody coming on can just mute themselves, that would be great. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to now pass over to the wonderful Violet. I'm just going to pin you actually, and then I'm going to, there we go. Violet, please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Violet, and as Sam mentioned, I'm chronic pain and fascia specialist, and I am clinical massage therapist who fall in love with this amazing system called fascia. So tonight we're going to talk about this system, fascia system, why it's excellent, and how this system actually taking part in our aging and what's happening with the body as we age. So fascia is a 3D body-wide system. As you may see, I brought this net fish sock today. So that's how this body looks. It's a connective tissue which absolutely surrounds everything in our body. It surrounds from this is in our skin, and it supports and connects and it protects our structure. So it's becoming like a building block and also scaffolding for this amazing body. So it's absolutely 3D system. So fascia is a glue and scaffolding system, as I mentioned. So this connective tissue it surrounds from the muscle to bones to organs, ligaments, nerves, tendons, teeth, and eyes. It provides all the structure and strength and flexibility. And why I got this fishnet socks to show you, like, if you think that this is my hand inside, is actually our body and everything inside our body. And then the fascia is this 3D system which absolutely glues around and provides the scaffolding of everything. If I move that fishnet, it will move with you. But imagine now if I actually create the pulling, that actually starts to pull, and that's what's happening. If not everyone may see, I'm gonna bring close up. So you can start seeing the pullings create all those little pulls, and that's what's happening with our skin and the bones and all the structure which we have in our body, and that can also compress all the structures which I mentioned, from the organs to ligaments to tendons, and that's where it causes that chronic pain, and it can cause aging process because it's a glue, so it can glue itself and pull and cause wrinkles and skin, everything what's happening with the skin. So I brought this little kind of picture on the side to show everyone as well. So fascia tissue is made actually of collagen proteins. So fascia is a collagenous tissue. That's why I started to talk to Sam about it. And also, newest research shows that fascia is responsible for aging because of the collagen. And as we know, around age of 25, especially from age of 25, especially in our 30s, we started losing collagen. And if the collagen provides fascia with shape, elasticity, strength, and resilience, that would mean that we start and obviously be breaking down those tissues. And that's what is starting to look when I mean of pulling. So the fascia starts gluing itself, all the little fibers, like in the fishnet tights, as you can see, and can start pulling, gluing each other and pulling each other, and that can create all sorts of problems in our body and changes with our aging process because as we can see, the collagen provides the elasticity and strength. And as collagen contributes for 80% of that protein in the body, it can, the loss of collagen can be visibly seen in aging. So on those pictures, we can see two types of skin. So we can see young skin, which has this beautiful, nice structure, everything easily connected and moving. And then on the right side, we can see when the skin starts aging, and that obviously fibers and all the proteins and starting to basically break out. What that means, that's starting to have a massive impact on the skin, the connective tissue, the head, and the joints. And that's why the collagen supplementation can help with improving the skin elasticity, moisture and hydration, and density as well. That's where we can see the plumpness, which some later will talk about on the pictures when people supplement. It gives our bones and joints its flexibility and ability to absorb the impact of the falls and not break. So it provides the bonds, especially with the density, so they're much stronger. As before we started recording, we talking is super vital for women, especially around menopausal stages. As we know, the women actually start losing around 30% of collagen is lost around menopausal stages and menopause. So we start losing the density. That's when we would start losing the collagen, like seeing the collagen loss will manifest itself in pain, which the menopausal women start to make experience. There's changes in breakthroughs in the skin because of that loss of elasticity and bone density, and maybe some may start having dental problems and other problems. We also look at providing the collagen supplementation can provide us with greater mineral bone density and may help with prevent osteoporosis and arthritis, which is again, osteoporosis is depending on that bone density. And it's also happening in women over 40. It's more prevalent to happen in women over 40 years old. So that's vital, the supplementation of that collagen for especially for women. Promotes healthy tissue regeneration. So collagen can obviously help to repair everything. A lot of research is made around the improving performance and use in athletes, especially to help with the performance and any breakthroughs. There are some research around the recovery of wounds and scar tissue, which helps recover and reduce the hospitalization as well process. It has to helps to reduce supplementation will help to reduce the joint pain and increases muscle mass. Providing that plumpness. Stabilizations in dental and oral health is something what I massively noticed. So a lot of people don't realize that the teeth are actually considered as part of bone structure. So if I mentioned before, the density we're starting to lose. So with collagen supplementation, we can improve the obviously the bone density, so that teeth will become a bit stronger, and also the connective tissue is part of your gums, so that would definitely help to strengthen the gum, which I am someone who massively benefited from that, and that may actually minimize a lot of gum health problems as well for all those people. And then we can improve the eyesight because fascia surrounds everything what goes around the eye, and dehydration of fascia can actually prevent the eyesight as well. So all that hydration, collagen supplementation can help with the hydration around your eye, so you can benefit as well with your eyesight. So I mentioned just about the hydration of fascia with collagen. So when fascia is well hydrated, it can flow, everything can flow smoothly around the body, all the structures, and fascia is a massive conductor of the electric current. So what that means, everything was actually flows through the body, it can move. And that's why I wanted to show when fascia gets dehydrated, it starts pulling. That's what, and it can pull the structures. It's very strong. Compression of the fascial restriction, which I can exaggerate here, is actually as big as about 2 tons. So it's like putting a horse on top of that fascial restriction. So it's quite a lot. So when you're restricting that, it can be a lot. So it can pull and create restrictions and injuries and illness. So supplementation, collagen supplementation can greatly help with actually hydrating and making that more fluidy, that connective tissue, and allow us better movement, stability, and flexibility with the body and the skin. So now I'm going to pass to Sam. She's going to greatly talk about fascia, how our collagen could help with supplementation of fascia and aging system. And I will then share my results as well of amazing collagen we have.
Thank you. Oh, I absolutely loved that, Violet. Thank you. And I loved just that really just helps with the visual. I'm a very visual person. So seeing that and seeing how it twists and moves just really explains a lot for me. So just to take you through briefly, this is all about taking extra collagen. So we're sort of putting, we're helping our collagen within our body. As we know and have found out, it depletes as we age. So you can't put collagen into the body. It's all about stimulating our collagen. This is what it's all about. So this is why if you're looking at a collagen product, you want to make sure there's a few things that you need to make sure when you're looking at different products. And that's what I really want to talk to you about, because you might already be taking one, you may have seen some results, or you may be on one and you haven't really seen the results. It could all be down to the type of collagen and the absorption. So this comes in a box of 30 for a month, and it's a really nice drink. I like to mix it up with water, about that much. So we have clinical studies. This is what's really important. So why ours is different? We have third-party, double-blind, placebo clinical trials on the end product. So this that you see in the sachet, this is what exactly has been tested. So our scientists identified a unique bioactive peptide that has a 90% absorption rate straight into the bloodstream through the clinical trials that were done. So our scientists identified a fingerprint, a particular peptide, not just all of the peptides, a particular peptide that has the highest stimulatory effect of unlocking our collagen production in our cells. And it's literally like having a key that goes into the receptors and switches on the collagen production. And this is how we can share the testimonials that we're going to share. The results we have here are people that have had fantastic results with it. Now, if you're looking at other companies and other products, it's a huge, huge industry. So most collagen peptides, they're too big. It's a really big molecule and it can't be absorbed into the body. So a lot of companies may have 7 or 10,000 milligrams, but unless you actually know what peptide they have or how small it is, or their clinical trials, probably most of it is not going to be absorbed. It's like thinking, well, there's a lot of peptides in here. Hopefully some of it is going to work. That's basically how they work. And hoping that some of them will be absorbed and the rest of it will just be eliminated out of our waste system. So this is why ours is so different. It's because we have this bioactive peptide that is stimulating our collagen, and the results show, which is what we're going to talk to some people that are going to share their stories. So just with our collagen, we have extra lutein, or we have added lutein. Why do we have that? We've just produced this really lovely new collagen that's doing the trick, but we're still going to be hit by free radicals and all the things that breaks down our collagen. So we need something to protect it. And this is what antioxidants do. So lutein absolutely loves tissues and the skin and tissues. So it forms a protection around this lovely new collagen that we want. We have added ceramide, and that's all about the hydration. And that's what Violet was talking about. It's all to do with the hydration. So we have everything we need in here for us to really see the results. So I'm just going to stop sharing this now. Let me just stop that. And I just want to come back to everybody so we can see everybody. Oh, brilliant. Can actually see everybody now. So what I want to do is I'd like to invite a couple of people on just to share their stories. So I'm going to start with Kim, who is, he's been taking the collagen, I think now for about 3 to 4 months. Hi, Kim. He's down in Somerset in the UK. So Kim started taking the collagen because he had issues with his knee. He was waiting for a knee operation. Now, I've got to know Kim over the last 4 months. Every time I see him, he is literally beaming about this, and it just seems to get better and better. So Kim, please share your story. I think you have to unmute yourself unless you want me to do it.
Done it.
Brilliant.
Hi everyone. Yeah, as Sam was saying, I've been on it for about 4 months now. First couple of months I actually started to doubt it because I didn't really see any results. But then after that, gradually there's different things changing my body, like my neck and my shoulders all loosened up. You just it's really weird. It creeps up on you. It's not a sudden, oh, I'm going to wake up in the morning, it's all better. It just gradually notice differences to what you're doing. And past 3 or 4 weeks, I've been dragging behind the wife for months, couldn't walk with dogs with her or anything like that. But about last 3 weeks, I'd say, I can actually really improve my walking and everything. I can actually walk down the road. She has to hang on to my belt to keep up with me now. And it's just amazing how it works. You just don't notice it. Then just little changes and you just do something different. And it's, hang on, I couldn't do that the other week. Now I can do it. And I can even run down next to the horse when I'm taking the horse out there, which I couldn't do before. It's just amazing stuff. I just can't believe how it does work. It's like witchcraft, really, but it just works.
I know. And actually, having known you, because actually you were desperate for your operation for your knee. And
Yeah.
the last time we spoke, you said it won't be before November. And you were like, I'm actually all right now. I'm not bothered now.
Yeah,
Like,
it wouldn't worry me if they put it off till next year at the minute.
Wow, that's incredible. That honestly, that is absolutely incredible. Knowing
There
what
is
you were
just
like
one
when I
thing,
first
Sam.
met you. Yeah.
Yeah. What Violet was saying about your gums and everything, that's one downside I've noticed on the fact that I've got a tooth infection at the minute. And when I used to get it, there'd be a little lump appear on my gum and it would actually pop really easily. But it won't now. My gums have got that tough and whatever improved. I can't actually pop the thing now. So it's a good thing, but a bad thing for me at the minute because I'm on antibiotics trying to get rid of the pain now.
Do you know what? Literally everybody I talk to have improved gums, and I know Violet. That's one of the big things she has noticed, because she had some, I think, really bad gum disease, I think, and
Yeah.
that is one of the things I think that she really, really noticed. While so many people say about their gums, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you, Kim. And you just keep going, because every time I speak to you, you're looking younger and you've always got a new story as well.
Yeah.
I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. So
It's
thank you
brilliant
for
stuff.
sharing. Yeah, it is great. Just keep sharing it, because we
Yeah.
want everybody to feel like you.
I just wish more people had actually realised how good it was instead of doubting.
I know. They will. They will. Once they
Yeah.
see you start trotting around as well, they will. So I'm just going to ask Binta if she would. I'm just going to go back and see if I can find Binta. Actually, let me just move that and go back to there. So, well, oh, there's Binta. Binta and Mark. Let me just add a pin there and unmute you. Are you unmuting? There you go.
Hello, everyone. So good to see all of you here today. Well, my collagen journey started, it's going to be a few days before 3 months, actually. And before that, I was in a lot of pain from years ago because of injury. And it left my knees and hips really always bothering me. So when I came into this community and you guys started talking about it, it took me a while to actually like get started because I wasn't sure. So when I finally said, okay, I'm gonna give it a try, within 1 month, I saw the difference, especially with my gums. I was having a lot of issues because I need to have an implant, which is still scheduled for next month, but the reason why they couldn't move forward was because I had a lot of issues with my gum, and they have to have, each time I go, they have to have a surgery that they need to do before they do it so that I can have an implant. So long story short, I went back, I think a couple of months ago to see the doctor about it. And I was sitting in the room saying, oh my God, I don't know what they're gonna find this time. So she did all the testing and everything. She said, your gums look healthy. So now we can move forward with the implant. I was really shocked, to hear that. And I can really feel the difference on how strong my gums are, because I used to brush before and I will see anyway bleeding and everything, but my gums are much better now. I can feel it, and I feel a difference in my body like never before. And this is why I've been talking to Mark, my husband, about it. So today I said to him, why don't you just come and hear from different people, because he's going to start taking it. So that is my story. I really love it. And not even just the pain and everything, but my skin, it just makes a huge difference in my skin. So
thank you. I know, just like hearing and having got to know you, hearing your sort of journey with it, I think it is really important to share, because so many people have so many different results, although gums seem to be the common one. So thank you so much for sharing. And I know you sort of really had a great improvement with, sort of physically as well. And everybody's just glowing as well with their skin. So thank you for that. So I just want to jump on. So there is a question here. And Danielle has said, can you explain how collagen can help with chronic pain? And I think that is also going to help Daniela's question, which she said she has chronic pain for a few years. Now, just before you explain that, I know Rebecca's on this evening, but she couldn't come on just to discuss sort of her pain, but she actually had to switch from being a nurse having a slip disc to careers, and coming away from that because of the pain. And when I first met her, she literally couldn't mow all of the lawn in one go. And that's just one of the few things. Anyway, she started on the collagen, and I can guarantee within a few days and a week, she was saying, I'm mowing all the lawn. I can't believe. And it was literally in a week she started to see the differences, and her story is incredible. And this is what I absolutely love. It's not just about one thing, how it's changing people's lives. And that's what I absolutely love. So I just wanted to share her little story there, because I knew she couldn't come on to do it. And it's absolutely fascinating. So Violet, just explain to us then, or if you can answer that question, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, sure. So chronic pain is one of my specialties, and so how collagen can help is, we talked about a few things at the beginning of presentation, is about hydration and about that glove, which I'm gonna bring it again. It is about the fascia being that 3D white spread system which surrounds absolutely everything from the bone to the organs to the nerves, and has the most nerve ends. So when the tissue, and we lose collagen, the tissue, that's fascial system becomes quite hydrated, which I mentioned, it starts pulling and gluing itself. And what that can do, it is actually can compress the structures in our body, which I meant it can compress the nervous system, and it can compress your organs, and each organ in the body is responsible for different symptoms. So in our Western kind of culture, we just go to the doctor and they provide us with symptoms. In the more Eastern cultures and Chinese medicine, each organ has a representation of different symptoms. So if you go to the Chinese doctor, they would be looking at the function of the organ, which is responsible for certain things in the body. And when we start having pain, the certain part that can be because fascia is getting dehydrated, so you have loss of collagen, and you can start compressing on that structure in different places. As I mentioned before, one little compression or anything tightness, so I like to wheel that, and you can see how that's starting to compress. And that's starting to restrict my movement of the hand. More I compress, which that one compression is about 1 ton per square inch. That's how strong it is. 1,000 kilograms of compression, 1 inch of a point in our body. So that's why a lot of people can experience pain, because that's dehydration of fascial system. And as I mentioned, the fascial is a collagenous tissue, and obviously is a flowing, it also helps with flowing currents. So whatever is restricted in the body will start moving wherever it is restriction. It will prevent the whole body movement. That's where you can start seeing, I can just see in the question about inflammation. That's why the restriction can cause inflammation. The body, there is no flow in the system, in that fascial system. And that's why the fascia is really now in the world of fascia, we're talking about how that system is responsible for aging. Really,
I always say anything with an itis, because itis is inflammation. Collagen is going to help any itis. You know, because it is inflammation in the body, you know, and it's such a massive subject. This is why we wanted to have these evenings, so that people could understand a little bit more, and about why even if you're taking the collagen, you don't really know, you just think, you know, you should be. If you've been on it a while and you're not seeing the results, you're probably maybe either your body's not absorbing, and actually, to go to your question, Daniela, it's 1 sachet every day, and it's the consistency. If you miss a day, you can take 2 the next day, but it's the consistency that's going to really help. So how to get your best absorption? As soon as you've mixed it, you take it. That is the peak moment that you want to be taking it. If you can take it with a vitamin C, that really helps with absorption. Yeah. I always take mine with my other supplements that I absolutely love. And if you don't do any of that, take it with your food. You know, not with your food, but have it when you're eating, because it's just going to help with absorption. So it is all about absorption. My advice is, if you haven't tried it, or you're trying something else and you want to think, okay, let's give it a go, you need to give it 3 to 4 months. We hear some fantastic stories after a couple of weeks. We are all different. Everybody absorbs differently. I had hip replacement nearly 2 years ago, actually. And after 6 months, my hip joint was brilliant, but my muscle, I'd lost 10% muscle tone, that had not come back. And that was causing inflammation in the hip flexors, because I didn't have the strength. My osteopath said it may never get any better. We launched the collagen. After 6 weeks, I had none of that. My leg was fantastic. Couldn't wait to go and tell my osteopath, thinking she would just go, oh yeah, that's great. And she did my whole treatment. She said, you have no stress going through your body anywhere. I don't need to see you again. And I walked out of there and I've never seen her again. And I've been seeing her 6 months still after my operation. And she said it might not get any better. The muscles, not the joint. And that's just down to this. It was incredible. And that was just my story. Has anybody here, I know there's some of you US lovely ladies, has anybody else got anything they'd like to share? Any testimonials, any questions, especially for Violet, as we've got Violet here. Has anybody got any questions? Please feel free to unmute yourself and to ask any questions, basically.
Hi, Sam. Yes, I've got a question for Violet. Violet, I know we talked about this before, but I think it's really helpful. I found it very helpful to understand how collagen could affect the sort of visible signs like cellulite, and how taking collagen might, well, you know, improve the appearance and actually improve the cellulite level itself.
Thank you, Annette. I just seen Bridget's question, actually. I wanted to answer that as well. What is important? So how cellulite is a fat, basically a fat cell, which is stored in our body, and how that actually presents itself. So, okay, I have this glove, so I'm gonna use it a lot today. So fascia is just underneath the skin, and it helps to the skin to glide. Really lovely. And then we have density of the skin. So collagen supplementation can help with the density of the skin. So if we don't supplement, and from age of 25, especially of 30, we started to lose the collagen, and then the skin becomes thinner. What that means, that fat cells are actually quite big fat cells sitting underneath our skin. And what happens when the skin starts thinning out, they become a bit more visible. And also the dehydration, which I meant, it starts getting them stick together. So as fascia system brings that current and the flow and glides in all the structures, it then obviously, and the density into our skin, improves the density in the skin and the bones, that would help to minimize the visibility of that cellulite.
I think I've definitely noticed, actually, mine's much better since I've been on collagen, if I'm honest. Somebody has asked, Daniela has asked about psoriasis. Honestly, it really helps, because it's all really helps with skin issues as well. I've heard quite a bit. I don't know particularly, Violet, if there's any reason you think.
So if you definitely, I've seen the question as well about vitamin C. So vitamin C is really great supplementation along the collagen, because then both they help to, vitamin C helps to repair the tissue, and it acts as an additional antioxidant. So it helps to repair the tissue as well. So, and once the skin improves, and as I mentioned, the psoriasis, it can be from maybe somewhere is the pooling happening, which prevents the function of maybe an organ, which can be compressed by fascial dehydration and pooling. Or maybe is there some not flow somewhere in the skin, and it can help. But it's obviously the collagen won't answer about absolutely everything. You need to as well look at the lifestyle and the regular supplementation.
Brilliant, thank you. We have actually Danielle on here tonight. So Danielle, I'm sure you're absolutely dying to answer that question as well. So please share any experience. Danielle is a very experienced aesthetics, absolutely loves anything to do with the skin, don't you, as well?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam. I'm literally blown away, because it's so lovely to meet you, Violet. I know it's literally over a screen, but I've been in the industry for nearly 10 years, and collagen is always one of those subjects that obviously has come up in treatments and products and all of those kind of things. And it's only been in the last 6 months that I've kind of realized that it's not just about the skin, it's actually about everything else, especially because my mum is currently going through the menopause, and I've noticed such a difference in how it is literally changing her life because her collagen levels are decreasing. But I've had so many clients that have like benefited from this massively, and a lot of it was around affordability because obviously to get themselves a regime, this was always the product that I would recommend them, and like instead of anything else, as long as they had the basic like cleanser and SPF. But one thing that I've noticed in the last year that we've had it is I actually have acne prone skin. I don't at the moment because I don't have any acne, and the only thing that I find that manages it is when my collagen is being produced in my skin. So when I tend to use the devices, but more so when I'm consistent with the collagen. And it's just been really fascinating because it's never been something that I would even think to recommend an acne patient, because you would normally turn to things like salicylic acid and stuff like that. But I have naturally dry and very sensitive skin. So for something like that, I can't actually use on my skin. So I just wanted to share my story as well with anybody else on here. Like, I found that I don't break out, I don't get any spots. I thought a lot of it was to do with my diet, but I found that it's actually not. If I'm not consistent with my collagen because my life gets busy, I know exactly why. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, ladies, because this call has just been absolutely amazing. Like, so
Thank
like
you.
yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to say hi. But yeah, if anybody has acne prone skin or knows anybody, this is also a benefit from what I've seen, and obviously looking at studies and my personal journey in itself as well. And it just blows me away, and I just feel like it should be called something completely different because people just relate collagen with the skin, not with everything else. So it's just so fascinating. So thank you so much.
I think the thing is with it, we can see how we're aging on the outside, and we can see the results we get from it. But it's all those other little things that we have that go on and that really been helped with as well. So thank you, Danielle. That's really interesting actually. Thank you so much. Has anybody else got anything that they would like to share or ask?
Yeah, so I put this in the chat. Apparently some people have said that they sleep better. Can it have an effect on sleep, positive effect on sleep at all?
I did hear that somebody the other day was talking about that as well, actually.
Again, the fascia has this system is the most sensory organ in the body. Which has been proved by research last year because it holds the most nerve ends. So for people who may be already stressed or the lifestyle is really maximized and the nervous system is overreacting, so and the fascia can start dehydrated during that system. Again, collagen supplementation, what you will do, hydrate the fascia, which will allow the natural flow, and that can actually maybe decompress, in our language for works like body workers who work with fascia, we call it about decompressing the body and creating a space. So by that collagen supplementation, what we create is creating the space and decompressing the fascial system to allow that natural flow, and obviously electric currents can move easier, which that means the nutrients and the repairings and everything can happen. So all the hormones can also balance itself out by decompressing. Again, mentioning that horse sitting on one point somewhere in the body and compressing, and that's having a whole body effect. So collagen supplementation will massively help, not only with one thing, not only with the skin. I know that our beauty focus is only saying about skin and plumpness and eye, but also that will help with everything else inside the body. You won't only target one specific maybe thing. That's a couple of we focused on, But with our lovely peptide, which is so broken, you have to understand that collagen is a massive molecule. If it's well broken and goes well into the stream, and ours is wrapped in that beautiful lutein, which is antioxidant, and if you add vitamin C, I cannot see why your body wouldn't repairing and start functioning more optimally.
Thank
Brilliant.
you.
Oh, you explained it so well as well. Thank you so much. We are so blessed to have you. Thank you everybody for joining. We do these every month, so if anybody wants to come back another time to hear any more or to invite anybody, everybody is welcome. So thank you everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.